Thank you, everybody. Okay. So, good evening. Thanks for coming. Appreciate everybody joining us for the January meeting of the Groveton PTA. I'm Steve Van Tassel. I'm the PTA president, in case folks don't know me. And we've got the rest of the PTA board here: George Newberry, the treasurer, Jasmine Rivas, the vice president, and Anna Bennett, the secretary. And usually what we do at the beginning of these meetings is we like to go through, do a roll call, just so people know who everybody else is. So I was taking notes at the beginning, and then it kind of stopped. So hopefully I've got everybody here. We can go in some kind of, I learned when we did this initially that if you go in order that it appears, then people move around in the order. So then I would forget people. So I'm doing it in sort of more the order that people came in. So George was first. So George, you can tell us about, I'll tell everybody about myself first. As I said, I'm Steve Van Tassel. I live in Woodstone on Coolbrook Way. I have one son, Shane. He's in second grade. He is in the Spanish immersion program with Senora Sanchez and Miss Smith, and he really loves it. So go ahead, George. Thanks.
Hi, I'm George Newberry. I have two children in third grade and first grade. I live on Groveton Street, so you'll probably see me outside with kids or walking, and that's me.
Okay, Jasmine was next.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Jasmine Vargas. I'm mother of a second grade right now, and I also have a grandchild in kindergarten with Senor Lopez. And I am the person for contact and everything about Spanish. So that is why my hard work here. And I'm so happy to be part of the PTA this year because we're doing a lot of things and our Spanish community is also helping. Cualquier ayuda en español, yo soy la persona con la que pueden contactar. Y si necesitan a alguien más que les ayude con el español también, me buscan a mí en la página de Facebook o con todos los contactos de la PTA.
Thank you, Jasmine. Appreciate it. All right, I'm gonna admit a couple of people real quick to the meeting room, and then we can continue. Mr. Swoger was the next one to join, so welcome, Mr. Swoger.
Hi, everyone. Jim Swoger, principal at Groveton, and you will get to hear lots from me later on this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Swoger. We appreciate it. The next person that I had listed as joining was Diane. Diane, do you want to, you can unmute, and if you want to do your camera, you can introduce yourself. Thanks for joining.
Diane actually messaged me and said she was too busy to do either one of those at the moment. So she's just listening.
No, oh, sorry, no problem. I was unmuting myself. Thank you for joining us, Diane. The next person who joined was Greg Kimmett. Hope I got that right, Greg. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, perfect. Hey, this is Greg Kimmett. I'm my son Joaquin is a sixth grader in immersion. He's sitting in listening as well as we're having dinner as a family. My wife is here as well, Mary Estelle Tuazon. So we're all listening mode while we're having dinner. Thank you.
Well, great. Thank you very much. Hope this doesn't put the family to sleep, the meeting, but thank you for joining us. Next person I had listed down were, initially it said the Warners, and now it says Wayne and Erica. So welcome, Wayne and Erica.
Hey, Steve, everyone. It's Erica. And my husband, Wayne, is here. We have two second grade and kindergarten, and both of them are in the Spanish immersion course program. And we're just happy to be here.
Thanks. Thank you for joining us, Eric. I appreciate it. Next, we had Tanner's family. Welcome, Tanner's family.
Hi, I'm actually Sherry Berger, and I'm the school-based tech specialist, but I'm here as a parent. I am home with COVID, and my kids don't understand the isolation part. So yeah, I'm the one with COVID, so my kid is on pause. He's a kindergartner in the immersion program. Thankfully, my whole family's negative at the moment, so I am here right now as a parent, not an actual staff member, but I am one of those eventually when I'm feeling better.
Well, thank you. I know I have I'm isolating in my bedroom right now with COVID myself. So hope you feel better. Hope your family doesn't get it. Mine hasn't yet. The next person who joined was our secretary, Anna Bennett.
Hi, I'm Anna Bennett. I have a 6th grader, 5th grader, and 3rd grader at Groveton, and I'm the secretary this year.
Thanks, Anna. And Anna's also a substitute teacher at Groveton. She left that out. So your kids might know her from that. But thanks, Anna. Appreciate it. The next person to join that I have on my list is Kathleen Turk. Welcome, Kathleen.
Hey, thank you. I'm Kathleen. I have a daughter in 4th grade and I have a son too. He's actually at a different school in 1st grade.
Well, thanks for joining, Kathleen. We appreciate it. The next person who I have on my list is Liz Lovner. Thanks for joining, Liz.
Hi, everyone. I'm Liz. We live on Vantage Drive. We have 2 boys, Logan in 2nd grade in Miss Smith's class, and Eddie, who is in Senior Lopez's class in Spanish immersion in kindergarten.
Great. Thanks for joining us, Liz. We appreciate it. And Liz also did a lot of, you were the one who got the bouncy house for the fall festival. So
that was me. Yep.
all your kids owe a big thank you to Liz. If they went, that was a lot of fun. Thank you for doing that. The next person I saw who joined was Jessica Johnson. Welcome, Jessica.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jessica Johnson. My daughter's in kindergarten and she is in Miss Carter and Mr. Lopez's class. And it's nice to see everyone, even remote. Thank you.
Thanks, Jessica. You're new. You've only had a child in kindergarten. You didn't do the Zoom meetings last year.
No, so this is all new to me.
Oh yeah, this is what we did all last year. It was a lot of fun.
But I kind of like it today. I'm not gonna complain. It's kind of nice. Dinner's cooking and home.
Well, good. Well, thanks for taking time out to join us. We appreciate it. The next person who I saw join was Sumita Samada. Did I get that right? Hopefully, please.
Yeah, that was close. Yes, this is Sumita Samada. I have a son, Jacqueline Allen, who is in 1st grade in the immersion program, and then I have a rising kindergartner next year as well.
Okay, great. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. The next person who I saw join was Tabitha Beck. Well, thank you for joining, Tabitha.
Yes, hi, this is Tabitha. I've got 2 kids at Groveton and 1 additional one not yet at Groveton.
Thank you. And as folks probably know, Tabitha is the one who's been organizing all the her and George, her husband, Newberry, have been doing all the organization for the outdoor lunch and a lot of work on that. So thank you very much, Tabitha and George. The next person I saw join was Jessica McCarl. Did I get that right, Jessica?
Yes, that's right. Hi, I'm Jessica McCarl. I have a 4th grader, Samaya. She's in Miss Locke's class, and this is actually our 1st year at Groveton.
Oh, welcome. Where did you move? Did you just move here or?
No, we've always lived here. I actually work for the school system. So she was with me at a different school, and so she moved to Groveton this year.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining. Thanks for being part of Groveton. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. The next person who I saw join was Larissa. I'm sorry, I'm not going to get the last name right. Larissa. So.
Good. It's Larissa Couts. My husband Ryan and I have a kindergartner in the immersion program in Miss Carrie and Senor Lopez's class. That's about it.
Well, thank you. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. The next person who I saw join was Sarah Ashley. Welcome, Sarah.
Hello. I have a 1st grader in Miss Wozney's class this year, so just the one.
Sounds good. Thanks for joining us. The next person I saw join was Phyllis America. Phyllis helped out with our the school crossing guard effort, counting the kids crossing. So thanks for joining us, Phyllis.
Hi, I'm Phyllis, and I have a grandson, Mason, that's in the 5th grade.
Thank you, Phyllis. Appreciate it. Next, I saw Ms. Murphy join. Thank you, Ms. Murphy.
Hello, I'm Miss Murphy. I'm a kindergarten teacher at Groveton, and I was having a little technical difficulties on my phone versus my laptop. Nice to see you all.
Nice to see you too. Thanks for joining us, Ms. Murphy. We appreciate it. Next, we have Kenneth Barden. Thank you for joining us, Kenneth.
Hello, I've got a son that's in 2nd grade at Groveton.
Great. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. And I think the last person who joined was Wendy Opong. Is that correct? Did I get that right?
Yes, this is Wendy Opong, and my ward is in grade 6. Nice meeting you.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now that we've done the roll call, I think did I get everybody? Did I miss anybody? If I missed you, feel free to chime in and say hello. I'm looking and I think I got everybody, but I'm not sure. So.
I'll chime in. Hi, I'm Sheila Hanson, 2nd grade teacher. Good to see everybody.
I'm sorry, Miss Hanson. I apologize.
Okay. Oh, no problem. Have a good one.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Okay. Well, hopefully that is everybody now. I thought I had missed somebody, but I couldn't figure it out. Okay. Well, great. Well, what we're going to do is the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do I'm sorry. I'll share the screen right now and put up the where in the world is there? So there it is. Okay.
You're gonna
I'll try to do it, make it nice, all in big, but I can't figure that out. So we're just going to do the December meeting minutes. So Anna, if you want to go over that.
Do you want me to share my screen?
If you can, that would be great.
Do that.
I can stop sharing.
Let's see. So these are the December meeting minutes. We only had 12 attending. We're doing great tonight. We already have 24, so yay. We made a roll call. We had the quick treasurer's report. We approved Miss Bonner's funding project. She'd submitted a couple of other possible projects going on. Went over some of the fundraisers we've been doing. Outdoor lunch. You can read through it briefly. We did the school crossing guard update, which is now, of course, working. Yay. And we had a good discussion about AAP because the deadline was coming up. And then we went over some more PTA events that were coming, and then principal report from Mr. Swoger, a lot about the vaccine clinic and different events and new hires and all sorts of things. Okay.
Great, thank you, Anna. So what we need to do now is we just need to approve the meeting minutes. And just to let folks know, if anybody wants to see them and read them in full, they are on the PTA website.
Always.
Yes, all of them are for past meetings if you want to read through any of them. So do we have any objections to the meeting minutes? If so, say I object or something. If not, then we will approve the meeting minutes. Thank you, Anna. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to have George go over the treasurer's report. So thanks, George.
Yep. So there's two things we need to do. First is well, there's the treasurer's report, and then we need to just update the budget. We need to update the budget because we were going to do Blizzard Bingo, try to do it in person, but that's going to be all virtual now. So I needed to move the item from a fundraiser to an event. So instead of trying to make money, we're going to spend money. So that was just we put down $1,000 budget. That's basically going to be for prizes, things like that. Is there any objection to that change in the budget or any questions about it? Going once?
Yeah, 1,000 was about what we spent last year, so.
Right. Going twice. Okay.
Thank
Hearing
you.
none, I'm assuming then we're approving the adjustment to that budget. Okay, so the monthly treasurer's report. Not a lot of spending this past month. You know, the holidays and everything. We did pay for a spelling bee. It was already in the budget for 175, and that's what the fee was. So we went ahead and bought that because we had to get it paid for it by December 31st. And then we had Miss Bonner's grant came in under 440 by 7 cents. So those are basically the two items. That dues processing fee is when we go to pay the Fairfax County dues and the state dues. There's a little processing fee to do that payment. So let's see, that's pretty much it. Liz, you still haven't cashed that check for the Fall Fest. If you could please.
It should be cashed. I did it like on my phone, so it should be cashed soon.
Okay.
So it should be there.
Yeah,
if it's not there, I'll take a look and make sure that it's cleared and gotten through to my account. If it's not, I'll let you know.
Thank you. The December Toppers fundraiser raised $362. We haven't received the funds for that yet. We should get that. Maybe that might even be in the account today. Tomorrow, we should be getting that really soon. And then there's just an outstanding the pizza that we bought for that first vaccine clinic. So all told, right now we have about $18,000 in the bank. So, are there any questions on the budget or on the monthly report?
If anybody does, feel free. You can also, if you want to talk to somebody about it, you can reach out to us privately if you don't want to do it publicly. So thank you, George. Do we have any objections to the budget? Okay. Thank you very much, George. The budget is approved. Thank you. Okay. So let's share my screen now. The next thing we're going to do is I'm just going to give a little quick report, president's report about some of the things that are going on. We're going to talk about this later, but we do have a few upcoming events in terms of school. And, you know, one of the things is the reason why we're doing this online is because we're not allowed to have sort of large functions at the school anymore. So meeting in the cafeteria doesn't work anymore, which is why we had to move the meeting here online. And so, and I'm sure everybody saw this possibility of snow. Not that I'm the snow person, but you know, just beware. And I think there was a note sent out about chargers. Kids bring home their laptops and chargers, and we'll see what happens with that. So the other main thing, and I guess the one thing I want to say is I know there was 3 Kings Day. It sounded like it was fun. I don't know if anybody experienced it or anything and wanted to say anything about it. I was unable to attend, but hopefully that was good. And then the other things I really wanted to talk about is sort of announcements. And the first one is that we're going to do online Blizzard Bingo again in this year. I talked to Ms. Hart about how to do it, and we can run it again. And we're going to try to do it on February 4th. Haven't picked the time yet. Last year we did 6:30. I think that was a good time for everybody. So hopefully we'll do it again. As I mentioned about the meetings, because of that, we're going to have to do it virtually again. That's the bad news. The good news is that it'll be free. So free for everybody, all Groveton families to play. And we're going to do it all online this year. Last year we did sort of a hybrid with online and paper cards. And from what Ms. Hart said, the most difficult part about everything was doing the paper card. So we've decided just to eliminate that. So And so we'll need volunteers to help. We'll probably put out a sign up genius, but if anybody wants to help with that, mostly it's just organizing. It shouldn't be a ton of work, but mostly just organizing. If people want to call a game of bingo, that would be a lot of fun, especially folks like teachers, folks with the school. I don't know if any kids want to do it, but if anybody has idea for somebody fun to do, to call a game or two of bingo, we'd love to have that. But I'll put out something for volunteers to get volunteers to help, and we'd love to have y'all help if people have time. And the second thing is that we were talking about, as George mentioned, we paid for it, is we're going to do the Groveton spelling bee. And that is going to be in late February, early March. We haven't chosen the date yet. There's a date in early March that it has to be done by in order for the winner to compete at the county spelling bee. So we'll get it done by that date. All Groveton students are eligible, even kindergartners. There's a way to do it if kindergartners want to participate. Obviously, it's more for the older kids, but anybody who wants to can participate, and we'll have more details later. I'm still gathering a lot of the information, and we will need more volunteers to help, even if we do that online. But there's more details, but it's very exciting. Mr. Swoger said that he didn't remember ever having a spelling bee. So I think it'll be fun. Hopefully something for the older kids at the school, the 5th and 6th graders to participate in. Maybe something people will be interested in. And hopefully it'll be a lot of fun, something to keep kids occupied maybe in winter, and hopefully it will be a lot of fun. So hopefully some of your kids will participate and folks that can volunteer. So I think that's it for what I have to talk about. So I did also put together a calendar of future events just so folks had it, because there is a lot of stuff coming up in the next couple of months. In January, on Monday is Martin Luther King holiday, so we're off school. Tuesday, barring the snow, is the vaccine clinic, which is after school in the cafeteria again. And it's going to be a little different than last time. We're not allowed to have the stuff in the gym beforehand. So hopefully we'll be able to get the same kids. I spoke to Mr. Swoger about that, and hopefully he has a few more details from the health department to pass along later. But the main thing that we can do to help out is to promote it, get people to attend, and in particular, people who if you speak Spanish. That would be great if you could help out. Jasmine was there last time and probably translated the giant vaccination form for a lot of people. So she could probably use help. She was there at least 3 hours last time, I think. So we appreciate her help, but while I'm sure she did a great job, she could probably use some help this time. So if you know anybody who speaks Spanish and might want to help, or if you yourself speak Spanish and wants to help, please let us know. They'd be happy to have it. The last time the county did not send any Spanish speakers, which, as we all know, is really bad for our community. So
Anybody who needs me, I already been spoken with some neighbors about it, and they're asking me because of the cancellation of the 4th about the new date, and it's gonna be something different. So yes, I'm gonna be there. And
My daughter speaks Spanish.
Thank you. What was that, Phyllis?
Good.
My daughter speaks fluent in Spanish.
Great.
So I can check with her. I think she finishes work about 3 o'clock that day. So I'll ask her.
That would be
That's
wonderful.
gonna be awesome.
Okay.
To have some extra help. Perfect.
Thank you. And if anybody has any suggestions that anybody who might be able to help, we'd appreciate that. That would be great. So okay, we should have more details later. It's still, because it's not a school thing and it's not a PTA thing, we're really at the mercy of the health department for the details on what's going to happen and what we can do. But the one thing we can do is get people to help translate the document. So thank you, Phyllis, and thank you very much, Jasmine. On Thursday, it's a busy week. Next week, we have early release day. So early release days mean Yogurt City fundraiser. So I think it's 2-hour early release. And then that's followed up by Monday on the 21st, and I'm sorry, Friday the 21st and Monday the 24th, no school. And then in February, as we mentioned, we're going to do the Blizzard Bingo on February 4th, and it's also going to be a Toppers Pizza fundraiser. So order some toppers pizza, eat pizza with your family, play bingo, maybe win a prize. Should be a lot of fun. February 10th, speaking of a lot of fun, it's our February PTA meeting. And then February 14th is Valentine's Day. Don't forget that, everyone. The 15th is Toppers, another Toppers fundraiser. So we can have pizza again. And then February 21st is the President's Day holiday. That's it for the events I remembered in February. There's also, they're on the count. They should be on the calendar at the school, on the school website, the Groveton website. So if you ever need to know a date, you can always check there, as well as the PTA website has a lot of these dates. So I think right now we're going to go into, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and Mr. Swoger can do the presentation on the school's Title I program. And I know he's also has some information about what's been going on at school this week, sort of some changes and a lot of, I'm sure, a lot of information. So Mr. Swoger, are you ready to go?
Hi, Steve. Yes, I am. I'm going to share my screen if that's okay.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Well, good evening, everyone. So the first thing I had was the schedule of events for the next week. So as Steve already mentioned, that there is no school on Monday for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. On Tuesday is our vaccine clinic from 4:30 to 7 p.m. On Thursday is January 20th is a 2-hour early release. That is the end of the second quarter. On the 21st is no school. That is Friday the 21st is no school for the teacher workday. And January 24th is no school for the school planning day. So here are some updates from the vaccine clinic. So Steve and I met the other day over the phone, and he had asked, he brought it to me, he reminded me that we needed to get some updates from the health department. So I was able to get those updates. This event will be open to anyone ages 5. So on the 18th, the event is open to anyone ages 5 to 11 who needs a vaccine. So that's first dose or second dose. They will not have vaccine doses for students ages 12 or older. Parents do need to bring the vaccine card if this is a second dose. So if you came to the first clinic and you got your first dose, you have to have your card for the second dose. If school is canceled, the clinic will be canceled and rescheduled. If it is rescheduled, we will try for later next week instead of pushing it off another week. So our hope is to get it towards maybe Thursday of next week. But fingers crossed, we are hoping for rain and not snow.
If there's only a delay, will they cancel it still?
If they have a delay, we will have it.
Okay, great.
Yeah. And then Steve, you'll get a kick. This is a little inside between us, but the man from the health department told me if we wanted the form in Spanish, we needed to go to Giant and get it. So we need to go to Giant to get the health department's form in Spanish. So if somebody would be so kind to do that, I would be happy to make copies at the school.
And
I will
they have
have
it
there
in the,
after the meeting.
okay, they have it in Spanish, Mr. Swoger?
At the Giant, they do.
Okay, so if they have it in Spanish, we don't need to translate it. If it's not, I will need an English one and I can put it in Spanish.
No, we can get a copy of the Spanish one, but somebody just needs to go to Giant and get it, and we'll make copies at the school.
Okay.
But we have to go to Giant to get the health department's form in Spanish. So I thought that was interesting. I wanted to say thank you on behalf of the staff. So I believe, Anna, you were responsible for this. But the PTA dropped off a nice box of goodies for the staff that went into the staff lounge this week.
I have more coming tomorrow.
I have not seen the staff so excited to give them sweatshirts for Christmas. So this really made people very happy. So thank you very much for that. Steve, you mentioned Three Kings Day. We did have Three Kings Day this week. it's typically, we had to, switch some things around with the liturgical calendar, but the Kings made it a little late. This year, we had a snow day for the original Three Kings Day, but we were able to have Three Kings Day this week. And that is all brought to you by the amazing Alfonso Lopez, who actually started this tradition at Groveton and makes sure that he gets in touch with those Kings and has them at school every year. So Mr. Lopez, thank you for making sure the Kings came. They brightened everybody's day as they always do. Okay, so you probably got an email today about virtual learning on snow days. So this is something that the Fairfax County Public Schools threw at us yesterday. I will admit I was not super prepared for this because I thought there was no way in the world that they would actually go through with this. I want to go on record as saying I think this is a terrible idea. But this is what the school system says we're going to do, so we're going to do it. So when we do have another snow day, if we have another snow day this year, Groveton will work off of this schedule. So from 10:30 to 11, we will have morning meeting on Zoom. From 11 to 12, language arts. From 12 to 1 will be lunch and recess. From 1 to 2 will be math, and from 2 to 3:30 will be office hours and independent work. The teachers will send the Zoom links to the students and the parents. And as many of you are immersion parents, there may be a switch for your class. Your child's class may have math in the morning and language arts in the afternoon, depending on their teacher, their immersion teacher.
And I'm assuming that there's no specials because of.
No, the specialist teachers will be supporting in the general ed classroom, so there won't be specials on these days. One of the reasons that I am so against this is because our school system asked us to come back and do an amazing job of in-person learning this year, which was a monumental task. And I want to say the Groveton staff has done that every single day, and I'm so proud of them. And I really did feel bad at having to ask them to now consider this for virtual. So we are praying for rain at Groveton this weekend and hoping that we will be in school on Tuesday. So we've made a lot of changes. I'm not a great photographer, so this is the only picture that I have for this section, but we have made a lot of changes in this week for COVID. With the students, some of the changes are our arrival. So instead of just when the buses get here, in the past, when the buses forever in the past, when the buses arrived at Groveton, they just opened their doors and all the students came in. Now we are only bringing students in one bus at a time. We have changed the doors that students can enter in the front, and we have moved the breakfast grab and go tables down the hall so that we don't have the congestion in the main lobby that we did in the past. As you mentioned earlier, Steve, Tabitha has done such an amazing job with our outdoor lunch, and we did have outdoor lunch all the way up until December. But knowing that we're not going to be able to do that for a while, we have made some changes to our lunch schedule. So we now have an A and B schedule where some students eat in the cafeteria on A day, and on B day they eat in their classrooms, and other students vice versa. So while we won't be doing outdoor lunch for the next couple of months, we are still taking volunteers to help cover those classes during lunch. Because it is a lot of coverage. And as many of you know, we are very short-staffed, especially due to the pandemic. In the classrooms, the teachers have been required to create seating charts, to revisit their 3-foot social distancing in the classrooms. Also with the hallways, the students are supposed to stay in their line order when they're in the hallways, and that is supposed to match their classroom seating chart. And specials are supposed to try and use the classroom seating charts as much as possible. For our staff, we are no longer doing in-person local screening, special education, or collaborative learning team meetings. Everything has moved to Zoom, as we've been instructed by the school system to not have large meetings at the school any longer. The county has updated their health and safety guidance. So this is on the Fairfax County website. I'm not going to go to it right now, but it does have all the updated guidance on students that are paused due to a close contact. It has the updated guidance on students who have to quarantine and the process for returning. So if anybody is interested, that is the health and safety guidance document on the Fairfax County Public Schools website. And I can share that link later. So what I was asked to talk about tonight, so sorry, Steve, I took all that time with all these other things, but felt like they were important. What we were
very important. Thank you, Mr. Swoger, for that.
What we were initially going to talk about tonight is our Title I program. So what is Title I? So Title I is a federal program that provides students an opportunity to receive a fair, equitable, and high quality education and to close the educational achievement gaps. So Title I began under the Every Student Succeeds Act and was updated during the Elementary and Secondary Education Act of 2015. So FCPS leadership, they ranks schools in accordance with the federal program guidelines. So the way that schools are identified for Title I funding is based on the percentage of free and reduced priced meals. Currently in Fairfax County schools, there are 47 schools that benefit from the Title I program. So the objectives of the Title I program are to improve literacy skills and communication, to develop math skills and problem solving, to promote critical and creative thinking, to foster resiliency and goal setting, and to encourage collaboration and family engagements. And I apologize if you can hear my children upstairs. My wife is at the gym and I have 6 children, so they're making a lot of noise, and I hope you can't hear that. So the school-wide benefits for Title I are when you have at least 40% of the student population eligible for free and reduced price meals, you receive, the entire school receives free breakfast and free lunch. So that is why all students at Groveton can get breakfast and lunch for free every day. So if your student forgets their lunch and you're worried, don't worry, we will feed them. We would have done that even in the past, but now everything is free. So please take advantage of that. I know that some of my children go to a school that also has that program, and they take advantage of it every day. There's no stigma attached. It's good food. I really like some of the breakfasts that we serve. So the learning experiences, schools receiving Title I funds provide high quality instruction, engaging learning experiences in math and literacy. And we also attend meetings and provide information to the Title I office about those learning experiences at school. So it is monitored. Title I funding does allow us to buy high quality materials and technology for the school. As many of you know, all students at Groveton have their own laptop. A large part of that did come from our Title I budget. Family engagement is the other big piece to Title I. So Title I schools are required to actively engage with parents and caregivers in their child's learning. In past years, before pre-COVID, Groveton had many family engagement programs and evening activities that parents attended, and we look forward to doing that again once we are able to, based on health and safety regulations. So family engagement for student success, it means that we welcome all families, we communicate effectively with families, our decision-making and advocacy is based on the needs of our school and our families. We support academic success, and we have a member, I think Jasmine is our member this year, of the Title I Parent Advisory Committee, the TPAC. Supporting academic success, I do want to point out that Groveton has in grades 3 through 6, we have 8 advanced math classes. We have, and that is not common. Most schools have 4 at the most. Some have 2. We have 8. We have them all in grades 3 through 6 in English and 3 through 6 in Spanish. We also have one of the largest populations of young scholars in the entire school system. So we really do take that academic success to heart. So there are several buckets of money which we use in Title I. So staff, professional development, instructional materials, homeschool connection, and intervention and enrichment are the 5 ways in which you can spend Title I funds. We always spend a good part of our budget on instructional resources. So staffing, we at Groveton have an instructional coach that's paid for through Title I. We have an AART, that's an advanced academic resource teacher that's paid for by Title I. We have a reading specialist that's paid for by Title I. So we have 2 reading specialists and 2 AARTs. One of each is paid for through Title I funding. We have a math coach that is paid for through Title I funding. In the past, we've had resource teachers. Our CALM program was actually born from Title I funding. Since then, we have figured out how to do that funding through our regular budget, but Title I was the reason that we could do it originally. Title I also provides lots of professional development for teachers. This year it's all online, but in the past Title I does have resource teachers that they send to schools and to do professional development. In fact, we are getting ready to start a responsive classrooms class at Groveton that all teachers will be able to attend for free. That's typically a relatively pricey class, but we have paid for it through Title I funds. So, and then, as I mentioned before, technology and consumable materials are paid for oftentimes through Title I funding. And this is just some examples of our homeschool connection. In the past, we've done Partners in Print. Jasmine remembers Spanish Family Literacy, such a great program. I can't wait to bring that back, but we do have to wait until we are allowed to access the building. We've had Wellness Night in the past. That's a nice picture of Miss Tupi, our former wellness teacher. And Taste of Groveton, History Night, AAP Night. We 1 year had a science fair. So Title I has afforded us to be able to do a lot of extracurricular and evening activities at Groveton. So these are just some ways to stay informed with the Title I program. As I mentioned, Jasmine is our TPAC member. So if you ever have things that you would like shared at the Title I meetings, Jasmine is our person who represents Groveton at TPAC. And you can see here that you can follow them on Twitter. And there's a lot more information about Title I on the Fairfax County Public Schools website. And I can share this link at another time with Steve so that he can get that out to everyone. That's it for me.
Great. Well, thank you, Mr. Swoger. We appreciate it. So I think at this point, that's sort of all we had planned. Does anybody have any questions for Mr. Swoger about some of the changes at school or the Title I program or anything for the PTA members at all, for the leaders or PTA board or anything? Happy to discuss that. Happy to discuss that. Can you unshare your screen, Mr. Swoger, so we can see everybody? Thank you. So if anybody has any question, feel free to unmute your mic, take off your put on your camera. Thank you.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. It happens.
I was talking to you with my mic muted also. So.
Oh, that's fine. So yeah, does anybody have any questions? I mean, Mr. Swoger just gave us a lot of info on like changes at the school and other things. And Title I, if anybody has any questions that they want to ask, go right ahead right now. That's kind of what we reserved this time for.
Steve, this is Tabitha. I have a quick question.
Okay, go right ahead.
It's for I guess maybe more so for you, but for the spelling bee, is that completely run by the PTA, or do we have to get any teacher support, or how does that work?
We can sort of have anybody who wants to help out with that, help out with that. The PTA just paid for to access the materials for the spelling bee, and sort of were the organization of record, so to speak. But I mean, I want to get as many people involved as want to get involved and get a bunch of kids involved and everything. So there's really no set, like you don't have to have like X number of teachers and X number of parents. It's sort of whoever can help.
Hey Tabitha, this is Mr. Swoger. I also wanted to say this is kind of new to all of us. So Steve and I are in the process of learning about this. And once we do get the packets, we'll have a little bit more information. As I mentioned earlier, we have never done this before. So I think it's really exciting. I know that we'll have some teachers that want to support, and I know that we'll have parents that want to support, but we do just have to get a little more information about it first.
Okay.
Great. Does anybody else have any questions? You can just pipe in, or we don't really need to raise hands or anything. So.
Sorry, I had one about, you said you needed lunch volunteers to cover for the classes for teachers. Do we do that the same way we signed up for the outdoor lunch volunteering, or is there a different way to do that?
I think we're going to try and do it the same way as we did with the outdoor volunteers. I know Tabitha and I had a very short conversation about this at pickup the other day, and we will get something out to everyone. If you are interested in volunteering though, and you want to come even tomorrow, you can send me an email. Otherwise, we'll get something out for volunteers starting next week.
Yeah, once I get the information about how to adjust, how volunteers need to be recruited in terms of timeframes, and I can update the Sign Up Genius form, which is linked on the GrovetonPTA.org website. So you can check that out there. Currently, it's probably not the most accurate in terms of what is needed, but once I get the information from the school, I can update that, and we can have the school blast it out in their weekly communications, and I can share it on the Facebook page too.
That was a very nice way to say that I forgot to send it to you this week, Tabitha. Thank you.
No problem. You have other things to do as well.
Thank you, Mrs. Swoger and Tabitha. Appreciate it. And thank you, Jessica, for asking. Yeah, that's great. If people can help, I know, as Mr. Swoger said, it's because, I mean, they have teachers do this, but they're spreading them out more now. So there's fewer, when we spread out the kids and have them in different places, they need more supervision. So that's where the parents can pitch in. And that's why we were doing an outdoor lunch. So thank you for keeping up the organization of that. We appreciate it.
I have a question. Mr. Swoger, is there any update on the sign?
No update this time. We did contact Alfredo earlier this week, but did not get a response. And so the time frame for the delivery of the sign to the county was mid-February, and then the installation after that.
Maybe if we could try to get, maybe, you know, our next meeting isn't until the beginning of February. Maybe if we could, if you could just find out, Mr. Swoger, and maybe send me an update, and I could post something on the Facebook page, that would be great. I know Alfredo doesn't like to give you updates, but
He's even more difficult than the health department.
and they're difficult. So, but thank you. Any other questions? Anybody? I see there was a note in the chat. Oh, Ms. Murphy said that we would be sending. I'm assuming those computers, the laptops. Should you be sending them home, Ms. Murphy? That seems. Yeah.
Yes, all the students will be bringing their laptops home tomorrow.
Yes, the plan for kindergarten, we met today, that they will be taking their laptops home in their backpacks tomorrow. So pack the backpacks light if you can.
Steve, did you want to give any summary of the crossing guard event?
Oh, yes. Yeah, we should have. I put Supervisor Lusk, sorry, to go back on Monday, we started having the crossing guard. It's a Fairfax County police officer right now for every day until we get a permanent crossing guard hired. And then that person will be there. And the good thing about having a permanent crossing guard is that if that person is, once they're hired, if for some reason they're sick or can't or away or anything, then they'll send a replacement or a county police officer. So we'll never not have coverage from now on. And on Wednesday, I know it was extremely cold, but Supervisor Lusk came out to kind of cross with a couple of kids and meet some of the folks who walk across the street, and so folks could thank him for doing that. And hopefully we'll do something else as well when we get the permanent crossing guard. Mr. Swoger's talked to the FCPS News about coming out and taking pictures, and maybe we'll do something, maybe it'll be a little bit warmer and we can, than it was on Wednesday, and we can do something nicer. But yeah, so we have a permanent crossing guard. They've been there. My understanding is it's been a different person sort of every time. It's just sort of an officer on duty, I guess. But that's great news. We're very happy about that. And hopefully that'll make things a lot better. I think Supervisor Lusk, I think he was talking to folks. I think he was very surprised at how busy and fast people drove on that street, even with the police officer there. So. Any other questions from folks? And if you have a question and you don't feel comfortable asking it here, obviously Mr. Swoger, you can reach out to him. If it's for PTA, you can reach out to me on either on Facebook, or it's Groveton PTA president@gmail.com. Or anybody else, you can reach out to us. But thank you all for attending. We appreciate it. Hopefully we'll be back in person soon. Stay warm, and thanks a lot. Appreciate everybody coming. Have a nice night.
Good night, everyone. Still be safe.
Yes, and Ms. Murphy says thank you to everybody who's volunteering to do lunch. Yes, thank you very much. Particularly Tabitha.
Hi, everybody.
Everybody with COVID, be careful, take rest.
Yes,
I hope everyone is gonna be fine. We have to survive.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Jasmine.
Bye-bye.
Bye. I'll be emailing you and everybody else, and George and Anna, about what we're going to do. I'm not going to probably be able to hand out flyers on Tuesday for the vaccine clinic if we have it, but we'll try to figure out.
I'm gonna be there, don't worry.
Yeah.
And let's see what else we can do.
Okay.
And Anna, you said you're gonna have the form, right?